Welcome back to Theme Park Wizard, and Disneyland just dropped some big news today. It's funny, it's a random 6 p.m. hour here on a Thursday, and yeah, I don't know if they had a media event or whatever, but they decided to drop some bombshell news on the future of the Disneyland Resort. So let's jump right into it. They gave us details on the new parking structure, the Eastern Gateway parking structure, as well as the locations of the Coco and Avatar attractions, finally. And they even showed us some new concept art of what the entrance to the Coco attraction is going to look like. So let's start off with the parking structure. This parking structure, the Eastern Gateway parking structure has been in the works since 2017 in various forms and is now back and ready to go. This parking structure is going to start construction, they said, in fall 2026, which is at the very end of next year, which is a long time. I mean, I thought this thing was going to start at like as soon as they, got approval for Disneyland Forward, because they've had approval for Eastern Gateway parking structure for a while, at least I thought. So I thought they were going to start on that right away. But this new 6,000 space parking structure and transportation hub, which will be on the ground floor, is going to start construction in fall of 2026. It took about 18 months or so to build Pixar Palace parking structure, and that's also about 6,000 or so spaces. So I'd expect 18 months from fall 2026 is when this new structure will be complete. So maybe puts in the like 20 early 2028 timeframe or late 2027 timeframe. So that's for that, keep an eye on that because that affects these other new projects as well. So let's talk about the rendering. They gave us a nice rendering of not the parking structure itself, but the pedestrian bridge over Harbor Boulevard, as well as new Esplanade experience, as they call it. And I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. It's gonna be very tall. You can see it goes over the monorail beam. So that's again very tall bridge there. I like how on one side, on the non-Disneyland facing side, there'll be like these LED, looks like I guess LED light panels, to kind of make the bridge not look so boring. Because the pedestrian bridge that goes over a Universal Way to from the Metro Station to Universal, that's a pretty boring bridge. I mean, design-wise, it looks pretty cool, but there's no real action on the bridge. So this bridge is gonna be looks like a lot more festive and fancy. Also, for the pedestrians on coming from Harbor Boulevard, I love that new iconic retro Disneyland Resort sign they're gonna have you enter from. That's pretty awesome. There, they have that, I believe, something similar at the Disneyland Resort monorail or the Disneyland Resort pool. There, that little iconic sign. So now they're gonna have it here in a much larger form, coming off the Harbor Boulevard pedestrian entrance, which looks absolutely fantastic. And again, this will start in or fall 2026 and then probably wrap up in late 2027 or early 2028. Next up, let's talk about the Coco attraction because this is like the newest stuff. We got really a new piece of concept art here and some new details. So we got confirmation Coco is going in Pixar Pier in the spot we all thought it was in those backstage areas there. Those backstage buildings behind Incredicoaster is where the Coco boat ride is going to go. So it's going to only add capacity and fill in California Adventure, which is fantastic. This ride, remember, initially is supposed to start in 2026, but it actually got moved up. I know, can you believe it? Disney actually moved the construction timeline up instead of backwards. It went forwards, and this ride, Coco, is going to start construction this fall. That's correct, in just a few months. Could be what? It's June now, so in probably like 4 to 5 months. This attraction could start October, November, which is freaking awesome. That's absolutely amazing. Now, this attraction is going to be on the smaller side. We don't know how small, but it will be on the smaller side. So I do expect this to open up with the parking garage in 2027. Um, Depending on how small and how fast that work, maybe can open in 2026. But I feel like this in the parking garage will open up in late 2027. That's just if you ask me. Disney did not provide any opening details, just construction start time. So again, they said this fall Coco will start construction. And look at this facade, guys. Again, we don't know anything about the boat ride or anything itself, but this facade looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And this is nestled in between Pixar Pier and Paradise Garden. So it's just, you can see on the top left there, the left helix, so one of those helixes, kind of that first turn of the Incredicoaster there. So it's just on the other side of that before you get to boardwalk grill pizza and pasta, that whole thing there. So it's not taking away anything. It's only adding to what is it, dead space right now. And I think this ride will be a smash hit. I know it's gonna be on the smaller side, but there'll definitely be like a virtual queue because I think everyone loves Coco, and especially this ride really looks beautiful. So I think they're gonna go out of the park here. This will be like an e-ticket looking ride, but it will really be like a C or D ticket because it will be like kind of a filler attraction. But I'm very excited for Coco, as you can see, and I can't wait to get even more details. And I'm just excited to see this construction start literally in just a few months. Lastly, the question we've all been asking: where the heck is Avatar going? Well, we all thought, kind of all assumed Coco was going where it's going. In Avatar, we all kind of assumed where it's going in the spot where it's going now, but there's been a lot more speculation on where Avatar is going. Is it going in Grizzly Peak, which I never thought was going to happen? That seemed very silly to me. Um, is it going to Simba? That was a possibility. Is it going to Hollywoodland? That's also a possibility. Hollywoodland and Simbalot are one of the biggest possibilities. And I know there's rumors of locations switching around and stuff like that, but they've settled on the Hollywood backlot. So yes, it's going to take up a portion, keyword, a portion of the Hollywood backlot, which I'm going to lead, brings me my theory that Hollywood Boulevard will stay, and then the Hollywood backlot will be like some sort of portal. Maybe you enter into a soundstage or something. I wonder. I'm still very curious how they can do that transition. But Hollywood Boulevard will stay, and then you enter into the backlot, and that will be the Avatar attraction there that goes through some of the Esplanade. Um, Hyperion, I guess, is staying for now. I've heard a second attraction will be used for the Hyperion eventually for Avatar Land, but right now I guess the Hyperion is staying. So the overall area is kind of small, I guess. Seems like kind of small because if you look at the new parking structure, Esplanade entrance, there an Esplanade is still there. Not all of it, but still there. So I'm curious, but Disney is pretty creative. They can make two-story and multi-story show buildings and stuff like that. So should be good. But very curious how the transition really from Hollywoodland to the Avatar land is going to work. But it's going into the Hollywood backlot, and Mike and Sully Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully Adventure is going to close in early 2026. I don't know when in 2026 early is, but if it's like Disney follows kind of their track record, probably I'd assume after the holiday season, maybe. So, like January 7th, 8th, that first week of January when the holidays are wrapped up, and then usually that's when refurbishment season begins. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike and Sully's uh, closes then, right after the end of the holiday season. It's widely rumored that those some of those animatronics from Mike and Sully's adventure are going to go right over to Florida to Hollywood Studios to be in their new Monsters Inc. door coaster attraction, which is starting construction this weekend as Pizza Rizzo and Muppets close on June 7th. I think that's actually on Saturday. In 2 days from now, they're going to be closing. Um, at the time of this recording of the video. So probably those animatronics from our attraction will go over there, because hey, they still work pretty good now. So no, don't want to throw them away. Could just recycle them and use them in the new attraction. So that's makes sense for Disney to go do that. But it'll be kind of sad to see that attraction go. I actually really like that attraction. It's much better than Superstar Limo, and it's a nice. Well, before the Lightning Lane was added to it, it was a nice fast pass filler, a nice filler attraction that you can do, but while you're waiting for the Lightning Lane or fast pass for your bigger ride like Cars, Radiator Springs Racers, or Incredicoaster, or Mission Breakout. Little Mermaid, and Monsters were those perfect attractions. But now they both have lightning lanes added to them. So now the monsters wait, it's like always an hour, which is defeats the whole purpose of that attraction. But it is fantastic. I'll definitely be there for try to go on the final day. I'll definitely want to go on the final weekend before the final day. Because yeah, that is I'll miss the attraction, and that means there'll be like no Monsters Inc. representation at the Disneyland Resort. After that, so hopefully they come back to Pixar, appear in some form, meet and greet, or maybe a small attraction later on down the line. Because yeah, Monsters Inc. is a great movie, so I feel like they deserve Monstropolis, really the whole land, like they're getting it in Hollywood Studios. But you know, some sort of Monstropolis representation should be here at the Disneyland Resort. So yeah, Disney dropped all that bombshell news this weekend, or today, really, just in the past hour. So I was like, I gotta go make a video on this. So, what do you guys think of that? I'm just so happy that we finally have locations, everything settled. So, dates, locations for everything. I don't have to wonder when the Eastern Gateway parking structure is gonna start anymore. I don't have to wonder where Avatar is going or when it's gonna start. That's another thing. They didn't say when Avatar is gonna start, but with Mike and Monsters Inc. closing in early 2026, I can assume that Avatar is going to start in 2026, which should make sense based on what Josh Tomorrow said. He remember he said everything at D23 that was announced will be completed within 5 years. That was 2024, August 2024. So that means everything would have to be done by August 2029. So if they start in 2026 and it's not the biggest land in the world, 3 years is plenty of time to build the land. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was built in 3 years, and that's a massive land. So I do believe that Avatar will start in 2026 and finish in 2029. I also believe that the Eastern Gateway parking structure will take only 18 months to build because that's about how long Pixar Palace took to build, and Coco is starting construction this fall, so it will certainly be open by 2028, but I really think 2027 or maybe, if we're lucky, later on next year. Now, what of these announcements, which one excites you the most? Avatar's location, Coco's beautiful new facade, or the Eastern Gateway parking structure finally starting with those Esplanade improvements? Also, don't forget Portos is gonna take over the Earl of Sandwich, um, which is announced they're unfortunately gonna lay off 150 people at the location, and they're gonna do it by July or August, which again makes sense because they have to demolish it, and then they're gonna demolish ticket booths as well. So they're gonna already start working on the Esplanade over the next few months into early next year, then go ahead and work on it again on the other side for the parking structure. So big changes coming to the Disneyland Resort for not just the Olympics, but just for the future and for Disneyland Forward. So I'm very excited to see all this finally get dates, and I can't wait to be there to cover it all for you every couple of months, every once at least once a month. And yeah, super excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see construction updates of all these projects. You can go and subscribe to the channel, turn those notification bells on. I'll be doing coverage from Six Flags, Universal, and Disney because they all have lots of construction going on right now. If you want to help out and support the channel and support my theme park event endeavors, you can go leave a super thanks down below or become a member for early access to videos just like this one or member exclusive videos. And as always, have a magical day.